Hello everyone, this is Lam here. In today's Adobe Wednesday, we're going to be talking about one of my new favorite features in Adobe Premiere Pro 2018. And that is the ability to take a color grade from one of the videos or a photo and apply it to a different video in your timeline. This is something that's super cool. It used to be really difficult to do, but now it's made really simple and all it takes is a few button clicks. So let's go ahead and take a look. So as you can see in Adobe Premiere Pro, I already have a clip in the timeline. This is the clip in which I like the color grade, so I want to match this color grade to all the other clips that I'm going to be dragging into my timeline. Now, when I look for a clip with a color grade, I always like to find a clip in which I can see somebody's face, because one of the things that you want to make sure that you get right in your color grade is somebody's face. So definitely find a clip with somebody's face on it. Go ahead and cut that little clip out and then drag all of your other clips you want to color match to. So in this case, this clip right here is from a Canon camera. As you can see, it's very different from the clip that I have over here. The color differences are quite drastic. So in order to match these two, we're going to be using a color matching tool in the Lumetri in Adobe Premiere Pro. But before we do that, let me drag the other clip into the timeline. This one is a clip from the outside, so what I'm showing here is that it can work for almost any type of picture. So one's going to be indoors, one's going to be outdoors. So let's go ahead and go back to my clip that I want to color grade to. I will make sure that there's a face involved. So what I want to do now is I want to go to Window and I want to select Lumetri color. So this is going to be selected. This brings up the Lumetri panel over on the right hand side. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this out to give myself a little space. Now, when you open up the Lumetri color, it usually opens you up in the basic color correction. That's not what we're going to be looking for. Instead, we're going to close that one up and we want to go to color wheels and match. It used to be just color wheel. Now it's color wheel and match. And match is the part that we're going to be concentrating on. If you go ahead and open that up, there's a button in here now that's called comparison view. Go ahead and select that. So what it'll do now is create a double pane in your preview screen. So what you want to do now is on the left-hand panel, you select the clip that you like the color grade. So again, I can drag this around and find the exact spot. If your clip isn't at the beginning of your timeline, you can actually drag it to all the other clips on your timeline. So you don't have to worry about actually placing the color grade at the very beginning of the timeline. It's just very simple to do for me, so that's what I did. So on the right screen, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and drag it over to the clip in which you want to apply the color grade. So go ahead and just select anywhere on there. As you can see, between the left and right screens, the color grades is drastically different. So all you want to do at this point is you want to make sure that face detection is checked, and then you go ahead and say apply match. And at this point, Adobe Premiere Pro does everything for you. It's super quick, and as you can see, the color match is really good. So let's go ahead and drag our head over to the next clip. We can just easily select over here. Now this is a clip of the outside, so it's going to be very drastically different lighting. Let's go ahead and apply the color match and see what happens. So all we have to do again is just hit the color match. And as you can see, it still applied a great color match to it. It looks great. It's an amazing feature in Adobe Premiere Pro 2018. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. There are going to be times where you're going to have to go up to the basic color corrections and play with the basic color correction bars like exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows, and whites, because different cameras are going to be applying different types of sharpening to your image. Or if you have a camera that's shooting f-log, you're definitely going to have to play with these bars in order to get it to match pretty similarly. I've had cameras where it was super simple. You just hit the apply match and it looks perfect. And I've had other clips in which I really had to come in here and play around with basic color correction in order to get it to match pretty similarly. So let's go ahead and take a look at how you can apply basic color corrections across all clips. This is something that's super useful, so definitely try this out. So go ahead and click the new item icon, and then what you want to do is you want to select an adjustment layer. When the adjustment layer pops up, these settings are what's basically applied to your timeline. So go ahead and just hit OK. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and drag your adjustment layer onto your timeline so that you can apply your basic color corrections to the adjustment layer rather than on the clip. So just drag it over, and then you can lengthen it out. Go ahead and highlight it. And now, if you wanted to, let's go ahead and move our head over here. You can go ahead and say, change your exposure. As you can see, I can really drastically change my exposure, but let's just bump it up to say 0.5 to brighten it up a little bit so that it matches the lighting, say, on the left hand panel. So this is something that's super easy to do on your adjustment layer. And what you can do then is you can go ahead and drag your adjustment layers over multiple clips or cut and paste them to wherever you need them in your clips. This makes it so that any adjustments that you've made, you can apply it to multiple clips really easily. This is something that you definitely want to experiment with, try it on a bunch of different clips, and create your own style. And it's super simple to use. But that's all I have for this Wednesday. Hopefully this helps you out. It definitely does help me out, and I love using this feature. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. And until next time, thank you so much for watching.